Hey LAN Party Gamers, what you see going on behind me is the start of another house project. This one bigger than ever. We're demoing the entire back of the house, bringing the entire back wall from here all the way past the kitchen and to the office here out about 8 feet, bringing the patio out after that. We're going to be putting in some artificial turf, and we're going to be doing some changes to the inside. So right now they're taking down the existing patio cover. We're going to use a little bit of that wood to make a floor for our sheds, which we're going to be moving around. And let's go check out what they're going to be doing inside. As we walk from the backyard and living room through the house, all the floors are getting updated. Every bathroom is getting updated. These old vanities and this sort of weird wood is getting taken down. We're painting the whole thing. New windows, new toilets, new floors, of course, new laundry room. I mean, this laundry room is, well, it's kind of hard to tell, but I mean, it's definitely seen some better days. And all of this is getting knocked out this week. Yeah, and it will hopefully be finished by the end of the week. All this is getting ripped out, and this. And we're going to shift these over against the wall and put in a new sink here. And then they'll start on the backyard, and then they'll start upstairs, because we're also doing the bedrooms. As we walk up the stairs, all this carpet is going. The only carpet you're going to find is going to be in the bedrooms. And this is all going to be replaced with hardwood looking vinyl, very easy to clean, very good looking stuff. This is what used to be my old bedroom. This is all going to get knocked out. This is the back wall that's facing the pool area. That's going to get pushed out 8 feet. New carpet in here, obviously, that all matches. And all the bathrooms, again, going to get expanded, changed, new sinks, new everything. Alright, got the TV down. And that's going to go into my little living room upstairs. Bye, couch! Well, we just emptied out this shed, which I used for many occasions on working on things. We're going to bust up my old workbench, and it's going to go on that deck we made last night using the wood from the awning that's no longer here. So today we break up the concrete here to make room for the house slab to be moved out about 8 feet. It's pretty much all broken up now. And we took out all the shelves and the television from the living room. Just put all the bookcases on one side, so when they knock out this wall, they won't have anything in their way. So here's what the bathroom looks like right now, totally gutted. And they're gonna put in the new toilet, vanity, paint it. Yeah. Same thing goes with the laundry room, except they already put in the new shelves. They used parts of the old one and they fixed the bottom. Alright, so while they're working downstairs, this is the hard work being done. Here. No more carpet, no more baseboards. And soon that's where the door is going to be. Yeah, right over here. Here's the master bed. Wall being built. And the powder room bringing back out this way. And this door being moved over here. Alright guys, I'm in the office right now, and this is the server rack, obviously, behind me, and we're using a whole bunch of, well, 20 amp cables, extension cables, to run the 3 UPSs powering all of the servers. And what we're having the crew do today is we're actually going to put a box here in the corner where they're going to have a 30 amp plug go out to 3 20 amp plugs, and that should be enough to power the whole server. And that way we can not use all these extension cables. If there's a power outage, we can just run a single big cable out to our generator, and it's going to make life a lot easier. So I'm having them cut through part of the wood in front of the house to hide the conduit as best we can, so it's not as obvious that it's being ran that way. And then they're going to come around the house, and we're going to see how that's going on as they run that new 30 amp cable to our breaker box. Well, in an effort to level out the backyard so that they can have water flow the correct way, they found my electrical line for the studio, so I had to shut off the electrical to that until they're done. We got the whole backyard leveled, and they just got the inspector came and liked all the rebar work that they put in, and they'll be putting in the concrete either today or tomorrow. They're pouring the foundation footings there. They got a big truck outside. Then they're redigging some of the foundations for the patio here, and hopefully this can start setting before it's due to rain later on this afternoon and evening. There they are, forming. Here's the new foundation where the house is going to be. The wall's going to be right here, and then that's the new patio there. Well, it's a good thing they got the tarp on there because it is really coming down. Well, the downstairs bathroom's nearly done.
Excuse me.
Yeah. And there's the new vanity and everything but the mirror and the floors. And it looks like they got all the popcorn off, cause there it is. Alright, well, it's a new day, new week. We're after Thanksgiving now, and the backyard is all dried out, and they're gonna start framing here this week, which means that I've got to start bringing network cable from the server rack, which is in the office, up and over the attic, through the attic, and then back down behind all the televisions and where all the computer desks are going to be in each room, so that when the framing's all done and it goes through that framing, they can drywall it without having to wait for me. So we're going to chop out some drywall here, expose the wood, and see exactly where I can pull the network cable and coaxial cable. If for some reason we want to switch back to cable TV, I want to go ahead and run it now while we still have easier access to the people that are going to be patching drywall. And when they knock all this out, they'll just fix my little holes that I'll be making at that point. Alright, well, the sun came out and they're finally able to get started on framing. Okay, so some of the bedrooms, like my room here, already had cable, but it wasn't quite long enough to go all the way through the attic and down to the office, so we're gonna just tape up this new barrel of it that they got us. Thanks to Chris over at Cox Business for a large spool, and we're gonna spool this through the attic and just taping it to the existing coax line that we have already. The Home Depot truck's here with our flooring. Well, just as the Home Depot truck leaves, the Dixie Line truck shows up. Glad they didn't show up at the same time, otherwise we could have had a fight on our hands, but there's a bunch of lumber for the back of the house. Alright everybody, well, with a few rainy days behind us and the crew back in, we had some issues where things came in slightly damaged or had cracks in them. Well, today that's all been remedied. We got new mirrors, bathtubs, and the flooring for all of that, so they're installing those this week. It's coming together. There's the downstairs bathroom. Looks pretty good. So on top of the guys being here to do the floors in the master bathroom and putting up the mirrors in the other bathrooms, we've got the electricians just getting here to add a sub panel. And this sub panel is basically going to be high use items, things that draw a lot of energy, like the pool pump, the heaters, the air conditioners, the stove. That way, when we go on our Tesla battery backups, we won't have those drawing from the backups. If the power from the street dies, it'll only power off of the main circuits, and we won't have the batteries going down so quickly. So these are the circuits here that are getting moved over to here, and in an event of a power failure, these will be the ones left that'll be on the Tesla batteries, and then the non-essential stuff, the high power stuff, will basically just not work in a power failure, but it'll all be powered off the solar and the batteries if there's grid power. Alright, busy today today. The truck with all the trusses are here, and the trusses are what are going to hold up the new roof over the expansion over the back of the new part of the house. We also found out that a number of these beams that are holding up sections of the outside roof had some termite damage. Doesn't look like there's any live termites in them, but you can tell that they're easy to press in places, so they're going to be replacing those today too. So everything that's a different color, like this beam here, and if we go out further, that beam up there is stuff that they're replacing, so they're planning on replacing a couple more of these beams for the termite damage, and hopefully that'll be done tomorrow. So here is the old server room, and basically this is going to be my dad's room, and I was like, wait, why are they walling this part off? This wall's supposed to go out. Why are they making the room shorter? Well, this wall's just load bearing. It's just going to hold the ceiling up when they blow this wall out, so that the ceiling doesn't come down. So that makes a lot more sense. Alright, so right now they've been tearing down all of the stucco on the outside of the house and exposing all the beams and the fiberglass insulation. And they'll be able to attach straight to this and cut the beams out to expand those two rooms. Alright, today's a big day. They're going to have a giant steel beam that's going to go across the outside wall, which will then become the living room ceiling. And this steel beam is going to be the weight supporting ceiling for the second floor. And that's going to replace the load-bearing wall that was our outside wall. And we just cut away this piece of wood and then placed a beam here. And that steel beam is going to go right underneath that ledge. And that's what's going to support the second floor and all the new sections of the house above the living room and kitchen. So that comes today. Then they can start finishing the framing for all the backyard, and after that they can blow out and knock down the back wall that's existing now. So real big day here. Lots going on. It's really cool. Well, the guys came here today before the rain started again. The steel beam's up, but of course not a couple hours into them putting up the new frames, a friggin' bee, queen bee, decided to land here, and her entire nest followed her. So there's a bee guy up on this scaffolding here taking care of the bees, which means the guys were able to do pretty much zero work today on the framing. What are the odds? Yeah, they even plasticed off the master bedroom to keep the bees from that may have gotten in that window through the attic to come through. So once he's cleared it out, we'll be able to see all the work that they did, at least in there. Okay, so this is what they've been working on. The new double sink vanity for mom and dad. Got the flooring we saw from last time. The shower heads are in. The new spigot, faucet, hardware. This handles and seat for my mom. Looking pretty nice. And in the closet, it looks like they've installed the bars, but this window they thought was supposed to stay in here, and we're saying, well, if you keep the window in here, well, the bar only goes to here, and then we lose out on a bunch of storage space, and who needs a window in their closet? So we had them mud that up and frame it out, and they'll be back in to paint it, and then the closet space will go all the way to the corner of the room. And we even have a plug there, so if we do want something in here, maybe, who knows? Not sure what that plug would be for, but it's nice to know it's there. And then I think they're going to do something with this AC vent, maybe redirect it into the bathroom area or something like that, because we don't really need an AC vent in the closet. This side of the closet here is huge. I mean, this is like a bedroom. I'm thinking about doing some kind of storage here with bins, maybe for shoes and necklaces and things of that nature. So big closet space. Okay, so the framers were able to get some work done, but now it is raining, so they're back to work upstairs, working on the other bathroom now. So we're taking out these guys, and then we're moving the wall to here.
Yeah, we're moving this wall right back to here, right along this line. You're gonna have another little partition wall.
Yeah.
Separate this linen closet from this linen closet, and then you're gonna have right here. You're gonna have like the little So it'll be another little mini wall in between to catch both doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, 'twas the day after Christmas and the crew came back and banged out an awesome job. So right here is the new living room. This is the hole for the new sliding glass door and these massive wooden beams holding it up. We've got another big hole over here for the window. And then now I'm basically inside. This is that big steel beam that they installed early this week, late last week. And it's really coming together. You can really see what it's going to be. Obviously, still framed up, but it's really cool to see how much room we're going to have once we knock this wall out and come all the way to here. You start to get a good idea of how big the kitchen's going to be, how big the living room's going to be, and you start to have ideas about where you can put your couches, where you're going to put your end tables, your coffee tables, things like that. What kind of decorations maybe we want to put up. Those kind of conversations are now starting, but we're going to take a look upstairs and see what we've been doing up in the bathrooms and the master bedroom. Let's take a look. So this is my dad's room basically, and you can see they haven't done a whole lot. The electric lights areas have been drilled out and pre-dropped for the can lights, and this closet has been framed out to go straight across, but on the other side, where my bathroom is, all of this has been knocked out. Whoa! So the wall used to go there, and then the vanities were a double sink here and here. Now, this is going to be like a pantry area, storage, things like that for the hallway. This is pantry or storage as well, with a couple of doors, and they're all shimmed out. They're actually going to be swapped, so this door will be here so that they open away from each other, so you can push things back and forth between them. And they got everything out of here, and they're going to be taking out the tub probably tomorrow, and then they'll continue with this. Well, today they started framing the upstairs. And you can see the inner wall they made for support right here where this plywood is. That'll come out obviously, and the room is going to be expanded all the way to here. And soon they'll knock out this window and do the same, and make this room bigger. And then this section here is going to be the walk-in closet for this bedroom. So it's all coming together.
Come on, pull it up. Pull it up. Pull it up. Pull it up. Hold on. Pull it up. Great. That's what we do.
Okay, looks like today's the day that this old countertop, it's not even that old, but we couldn't find anybody that wanted to take it off our hands, so this is going away. And we cleaned it off, got everything out of here, boxed stuff up, put stuff away, and this whole wall should be demoed pretty soon, so that'll be real weird to see. Goodbye, old countertops. So we cleared out the rest of the living room and they've started to bring in stuff. Here's our new large freezer that's gonna go sort of right here. When this wall gets pushed out, it's gonna be right in that area. And then the rest of this space is gonna be dedicated for the new kitchen countertops. And here's my new bathroom and linen area, kitchenette kind of thing. If we go into where the new bathroom is, they cleaned out the old tub. There's all the plumbing, space for a vent and a lamp for above the tub area, and then they just got in the back wall and the tub spot, so those will be installed soon. So here's the kitchen all blown out. Pretty stark difference. And there's our new pantry door, and then this will be walled off. And while I was at CES, they put in this roof. And yesterday they put in these windows on the frame for the sliding glass door. And the kitchen's new back door. The French style. It's really nice, gonna have a lot of light in here. So I came back from running errands and being out of the house all day, and it went from what you saw them tearing it apart to this. It's huge! It's massive. I'm standing right by the back window here, and I mean, that's where the TV is going to be. I'm glad we're getting a bigger TV, so our old TV would have been like that, and our new TV is going to be like that from back here. So this is awesome, and there's the big steel beam they put in that's holding up the whole second floor.
So woke up this morning to stormy skies, and basically the inside of the house is flooded to a point. Let's check it out. Here's what it looks like in the master bedroom. You know, just a little dampness coming in through everywhere. Goodness gravy. They're using these tarps and stuff to try to keep it from coming down into the kitchen anymore, but that's not... goodness. And this used to be a view into the office, but it kind of looked like a jail cell because it was all railing, so they cut that out, framed it up, drywalling it now, so the office will be sort of all by itself, its own section of the house. I also had Xerox come by and put the machine from the garage in here where this wall is now, and we had the construction guys make the plug for the Xerox go in here instead of the garage, so now we have a bunch of space in the garage. We're going to get some Tesla batteries here and then figure out the rest of the space after those get in. Alright, so right now the guys are on the other side of the wall getting ready to cut through that cement. They have a wet cutter, which is great because it's raining, you know, as I showed you, and so it needs to be a little wet in there, so it was going to happen regardless whether or not the weather permitted. They've got a gas-powered cutter with a blade specifically for the cement, and what they're going to do is make lines going into the new island in the kitchen in order to get both the dishwasher and the hot and cold water for the sink. So we've got a couple things going on today. Two main deals. We've got a new window going in on my master bedroom, which you saw a little bit before, but today's the actual day it's going in. And the HVAC guys are here to get rid of all these old registers and put in the starting work for a second upstairs AC unit. So they're dragging out all the old ducting, putting in newer stuff, better insulation, and moving registers around, and we're going to have a unit for upstairs and a separate unit for downstairs because of the increased size of the house. Today's the day the plumber's here. And this is where our island's going to be. So we're putting in the cable for all the bedrooms and stuff, like I mentioned, and we had to borrow this extension to get it from the attic. So that's just enough to get it all the way up into the attic. Well, over the last week, they've been installing the upstairs AC unit, so these old registers here are no longer valid. And these guys are the new registers, and they're pumping way more AC, and that's because we have two AC and heating units now. One for upstairs that's in the attic, and then the other one, that original one, is still pumping, but only for downstairs. So that gives us almost twice as much power per room. So while they were doing that, they floored our entire attic. I did the last section with some scrap wood that they had, and it allowed me to finish all of the cabling for the rest of the house. And that was an ordeal that took me 2 days, but I finally have a gigabit internet out in the studio again, where I'm staying during this whole thing, out in the backyard. So here's the insulation going up. So I'm here in my own little
personal bathroom. They've got the shower up, and they've got it all painted the blue color, just like the downstairs bathroom. So this is very similar to the downstairs one. This is the little sort of like kitchenette, laundry area for the upstairs area, and they're doing the drywall in the master bedroom and the second bedroom where my dad will be, and it's coming along. They're gonna try to get the upstairs finished this week. Today's a big day. While the guys are upstairs putting in the floors and the drywall, David here is putting in the lathing for the stucco. So we should very soon see this house start to look a lot less like a construction zone and more like our house again, and we'll finally be able to turn the heat on, because it was freezing last night, quite literally in the 30s, which for here in San Diego is dang cold. So, yeah. So the lathing is ready for inspection. And then they can put the stucco up. We found out that underneath this section of stairs is nothing. Well, not quite nothing.